morning and welcome to Weekends with Whitney. Well, springtime is the perfect time to get outside and enjoy the flowers, enjoy all of Mother Nature's beautiful gifts, including the cooler weather. Unfortunately, the bad guys like it almost as much. We've had a rash of burglaries and break-ins in our area, and this morning we're going to give you new tools so you're not the next victim. And still ahead, in a recent burglary, criminals even stole Lucy, the family's 9-year-old French bulldog. Former Baton Rouge Police Chief Jeff LaDuff gives us new tools to protect our home, property, and ourselves. We'll show you simple ways to fight off the bad guys anyone can do, whether you're 8 or 80. Then Dr. Nick helps a viewer find her happiness amidst all those trying to take it away, at work and at home. But we begin with protecting your home and yourself. There have been a rash of burglaries across our area in recent months, and just this week, a homeowner was tied up in a home invasion. It's a terrifying scenario. So this morning, we're going to show you how to keep the criminals out. Leah Kaiser and her family had their sense of security shattered 4 weeks ago. Burglars busted through the side door of their Magnolia Woods home. They took electronics, jewelry, even the unthinkable, their beloved dog, Lucy.
It breaks my heart. I mean, I've cried a lot. She was a 9-year-old English bulldog. She's been here with me for her whole life.
Leah prays Lucy somehow escapes or is freed, so every day her search continues.
Animal shelter, Facebook, all the friends of the pet people around this area, anywhere between here and New Orleans, I've contacted the bulldog canine club there too. So it's just, you know, it's so exhausting, and you feel like she should be here.
Former Baton Rouge Police Chief Jeff LaDuff says criminals stop at nothing.
They'll take everything, opportunities. Control the opportunity. You got to keep them out of your house.
So let's do that.
Let's keep them out of the house.
Ungated driveways to the back or side of your house make it easy for burglars to steal your things undetected. Install a fence with a lock. Cut overgrown landscaping.
Trees should be trimmed up so that I can see below them. Shrubs should be trimmed low so I can see above them. See how the trees are trimmed up? Mm-hmm. So I can see under them. I still have a line of sight.
This tall, thick shrubbery is what criminals look for.
It starts covering the view of your neighbors. I could sit behind there and wait for you to come to that front door. Now I have you.
Have an alarm system and cameras. I only see one alarm sign.
It's great advertising. Again, criminals look for opportunities.
Easy.
Criminals are not brave. They're sneaky.
Okay.
They want to get in and they want the least resistance there can be.
Close curtains and turn your blinds up.
I get there and look, I can only see the ceiling. I have no idea what's on the floor, what your television looks like, what electronics you have. Like the majority of home burglaries, Leah's happened on a weekday while she was at work.
We are not safe in our neighborhoods. If you're home during the daytime, you're definitely not safe. I mean, the possibility of somebody coming in to break it into your house is really high.
You don't want anything about your house to invite an opportunity for a criminal to come inside, but that also applies to anything around your house. That's lawn equipment, power tools, or even your car. An unlocked car like this one is a crime waiting to happen.
If there's something of value in there, I have that opportunity.
Opportunity is one of the 3 ingredients for a crime to occur, and the only one we control.
If I control the opportunity, I control the chances of me being a victim of a crime. So that's the one we have to work on.
Leah unknowingly gave her burglars a big opportunity. No home alarm. But she's changing that. Are you scared for your personal safety?
Yeah. I mean, it still hasn't, I don't even know if it's all the way hit me. You know, I still think about my dog so much that, and I know that might sound crazy to some people, but I mean, it's just overwhelming.
But what if you're the target and not your property? I'm going to show you how anyone, regardless of strength, skill, or age, can get away from someone 3 times their size. It's surprisingly easy if you know the right tricks. And then Dr. Nick shows us what to do if someone's trying to steal your joy, as Weekends with Whitney continues.
Maggio, the only way to go. Maggio Buick GMC, your satisfaction's our specialty. We really deliver on Falls River, here in New Roads. Small town atmosphere, legendary service for over 60 years. Maggio, the only way to go. The only way to go, that's Maggio.
The new year is a perfect time to make your money work hard for you. Hi, I'm Ian James, financial advisor and president of Capital Financial Group. Like millions of Americans, you're likely paying higher taxes and higher fees than you probably should. With 20 years of industry experience, I have a proven plan to analyze your investments and reduce hidden costs and fees. You work hard for your money. It's time to let your money work hard for you. Call me, Ian James, for a free, no obligation portfolio review and a brighter financial future.
Welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. It was 13 years ago this month. We were terrorized by a serial killer. Many of us didn't go out after dark, didn't dare go anywhere alone, had pepper spray nearly everywhere, took self-defense classes, and we were just downright paranoid. It robbed us of our sense of security and safety, and we reacted. We got the tools we needed to know, but I'm the first to admit that 13 years later, I've grown really lackadaisical about my own personal safety. In fact, some might call it irresponsible. And this week, I realized it was time to relearn all of those things that I'd forgotten through the years. Like, what were those personal safety and self-defense techniques? I couldn't have told you. So, I'm going to show you some quick, easy tips that all of us can take part in and learn to help protect ourselves. No family is shielded from crime. Jeff LaDuff was Baton Rouge police chief in 2010 when his brother-in-law was murdered in cold blood.
I learned what it is to be a victim of a crime.
His son Kelly and the entire family was devastated.
When he was murdered, they took his cell phone, his license, his wallet, and he had $5 left on him. That was it. You know, shot 5 times for nothing.
A month later, Chief LaDuff retired. His 30 years of serving and protecting were behind him. But Kelly felt important work was still ahead.
I spent weeks thinking about what could I do. You know, I just believe that all tragedy, something has to come out of it. It can't be for nothing.
After I retired, my son had this idea of, let's take this stuff that you've been doing all these years, let's build a business model out of it, and let's go out and give it to the community.
Open Eyes Safety Training was born. It breathed new life into LaDuff.
We want you to live, work, and play in Baton Rouge and feel safe. And he got me off the couch again.
And into teaching self-defense. It's something all of us can do. Here are 5 of their techniques that might just save your life one day. The first is kick an attacker, and it's not where you might think.
There's 2 spots in the human body where a nerve is exposed. There's an exposed radial nerve here that you kind of hit every once in a while, and there's an exposed nerve right about where this shoe tongue is. If you pull your foot up and down, you'll feel 2 ligaments that work your foot. If you hold it in the up position, you'll find a void right at the top of your ankle. Behind that void is a nerve called the superficial peroneal nerve. Very powerful nerve. Kick it. I'm gonna kick the attacker right there, because when they grab us, what are they giving us? They're gonna have it exposed. They can't hide it.
Second, if someone grabs you, break their grip.
But in actuality, only these 2 are holding. So what I want to do is attack that thumb. Wherever the thumb is, I want to go that way, and I walk right out.
Just attack my thumb with your hand, pull that way.
Okay.
And you'll come out.
There you go.
Third, if you're being choked, swing and walk away.
When people get choked is they try to move away and he follows. So I'm trying to get away and I'm trying to, and you're losing strength. So what I want to do, what you need to do, is we teach you to just stop. Put my hand in his shoulder, squeeze. Now he's really squeezing. Swing my leg and walk away. Watch, go ahead. Squeeze.
Fourth, if someone has you by the hair, use your head.
So I'm gonna push down on his hand. Now he can't pull my hair because there's no separation. That doesn't hurt. So what am I gonna do to get away?
Kick it.
I'm gonna kick and I'm gonna bend that hand and run away from it.
Fifth, if someone's trying to throw you to the ground, wrap around.
I'm putting the top of my foot on the inside of his ankle. And when he starts to squeeze and lift, I sit down on his knee and I squeeze my leg. And he can't move me. Anybody can do that. I become part of him. In order for him to throw me, he's got to throw himself.
They teach dozens of other techniques and share life-saving safety tips every week. That's why Grace is taking today's class.
I would not have known how to do that. So those are easy things that we could know as a way to get away and survive something like that happening to us.
Safety isn't about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. So many times we're walking, we're on the phone, right? We're all guilty of it. But what happens is you give criminals an opportunity. When I'm talking on the cell phone, I've immediately lost 50% of my vision. I can't see anything past this behind me. And what else I've lost is I've lost my concentration. And that gives criminals just the opportunity they need.
Keep your eyes open. See them before they see you. In critical incidents, we have three options. You can run, you can hide, and you can fight.
It's a choice you may one day have to make. A good offense includes a solid defense. I was reminded this week that personal protection is our personal responsibility. And after all, nobody cares more about you than you. And still to come. Protecting something else important in your life, your happiness. What do you do about the people trying to steal that? Dr. Nick shows us as Weekends with Whitney continues.
Buying or selling a home can be stressful and exhausting, unless you choose me. I'm Regina Roselle with KDK Realty. Don't just trust your largest asset to anyone. Go with success. I've sold hundreds of homes over the last 10 years, and I can get you top dollar for your home, as well as get you the best price on your new one. Email me at buywithregina@gmail.com. I'll do all the work. All you have to do is pack. Let's get moving together.
Go Roof is proud to serve the Baton Rouge and surrounding areas with our years of experience and quality service. We want more than just your roofing needs. Go Roof cares about the client and wants you to be our customer for life. Roof replacement, repair, vents, and more. Go Roof will get it done. We have excellent standing relationships with all the top insurance companies, so making your claim is fast and easy. A beautiful roof every shingle time at Go Roof. Call now for a free estimate.
Well, a few weeks ago, we did a segment with Dr. Nick on happiness, and that provoked a really interesting letter from one of our viewers.
It did.
And we're going to pull that thread a little bit more. Dr. Nick joins us with more. Good morning.
It was a good letter.
Yeah, it really was. And we were so much talking about happiness, and she said, okay, so what do we do when I have a manager at work that I can't get along with? I've tried to adapt as many ways as I can, but it's simply not working. She's a couple of years from retirement. And then there's a home situation that is a situation of an incurable disease or, just a problem that's pervasive. And she said, how can I find happiness out of that?
Yeah, and I didn't take the letter by, apart too much, but I was struck by blocking my happiness.
Right, she said it's blocking.
Blocking my happiness. Well, that's a bit of a flag for me because again, happiness, it can't be about other people are going to make me happy or make me sad. I'm going to approach my work in a happy state. I'm going to approach my family with a certain serenity and a certain acceptance of what is, and I'm going to go in with an attitude that's not looking for problems. Now and then they come, and I deal with them.
Okay.
Whitney, this is part of the, I think, one of the toughest things that she raised when I read the letter, because what do we do? We're working with people for 8 hours a day,
Which is, yes, longer than you'll probably spend with your family.
Everybody comes in with their baggage. I can sit here all day long and say to you that I tell people to leave your baggage and your history at the door. You know that's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we bring that in with us, and it's a matter of how are we going to handle it? Do we confront it directly? Do we let it go? Do we not respond to negativity and respond by praising what we appreciate in the other?
Because even the manager that you don't like, you can say kind things. I appreciate how you handled that last assignment, or yes, the feedback you gave me, or you're right, there's always something.
And I remember reading once, and I've really tried to live this and treat everyone with kindness, because we don't know what they're suffering through.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We don't know what they're dealing with. Now, I don't believe that's enabling. I mean, it's just be kind to people. It doesn't mean, again, though, that we're not concerned with people need to do their job, but I've got to focus on me. Didn't you say something the other day? You said something about changing yourself.
Oh, yes, yes.
It's a great line.
If you want to change others, just think of how hard it is to change yourself.
That's but isn't that getting right to, again, the kind of the bottom line of happiness.
Sure,
it's how am I going to handle myself? And with regard to the family, I just remember my father, every day after work, he would come home immediately and go walking for 30, 45 minutes. And I think that decompressing time, or that stress relief time, would be very helpful to those who, as we've talked about earlier, struggle with the job and then have to think of, oh my God, I've got to go home now.
Right. I was saying, what do you do if somebody hates their job and it's a bad, they don't want to go home. They can't wait to leave work, but then they don't want to go home. It's a bad situation. But you're right, any type of that outlet, and that you can do something for yourself.
That's
exercise.
Good point. Yeah.
And maybe walking with a friend and somebody who brings you joy, or company you enjoy, right?
Yeah. And having, along the lines of that, again, having a life beyond work and family. There's always got to be a balance between separateness and intimacy, because there's an intimacy at work. We're working with people, so there's an intimacy. But there always needs to be separateness. And that separateness comes out very often in what are my personal goals? What's my latest project? What book am I interested in reading? Can't wait for Red to come out this week so I can see what might be going on this weekend. We don't have to be stuck.
Okay, and speaking of being stuck, let's talk about it, because we live in the capital city where a lot of people work for the state. Other people work for the city. A lot of them are in the retirement system. A lot of them have a lot of time invested. Maybe they're 5 years from retirement. And you and I both have friends who say, oh my gosh, I'm counting the days. I can't wait to get out of there. And either they've gotten into the golden handcuff cycle, or they've gotten into a cycle that they're fearful of moving. How can people deal with that? I mean, you hate for people to mark time for that long.
It's a real struggle, especially in cities like this. I do hear it from people, like they get kind of jaded, and it's like, well, I'll just put up with it. I'll just put up with it, and I'll mark the days. And as someone said, I think very well, part of the problem is if you wait and start living when you retire, then you're not going to be living.
Right.
So the living needs to happen right now. In that 5 years or 3 years needs to still be an investment. Whitney, what? And I've said this before. When are we going to get better at looking for hidden gems, for those moments in every situation that oh, I'm so grateful for this. This was a good day, or this was a great surprise. This fed me.
Yeah, look, I have an idea, only because it fills me with such joy, and I said this yesterday. If you want to find something to be thankful for, first thing in the morning, take a walk right around sunrise.
Wow.
Just the beauty of the earth.
Yes.
And the same is true for
Yes,
sunset.
yes.
If you just want to be thankful for
Yes.
things that aren't even in your control, but just the beauty of the world, it's right there. I think those are the two most beautiful parts of the day.
If we could just simplify life, it really would be less stressful.
Right.
If we would listen to Mother Nature, or listen to the air breathing, and watch the birds, and listen to the chirping, and get up and watch a sunrise or a sunset. You're right. I mean, these are the freebies of life.
You're right.
That just are just gifts.
Yes.
And in our society, we miss them. We're too caught up with cable network.
I know. And you know what else? I love not to walk always and listen to music, or walk and not hear what's around me. But I found real joy because I love to walk with and exercise with people. So when I'm by myself, sometimes I'm like, It's just that social nature of me. But
well, sure.
Podcasts
you
are
used
incredible.
to force me to go walk with you when I didn't want to.
Kicking and
Podcasts are
screaming.
great. Podcasts are great.
They're more out there than ever. And it doesn't matter
Podcasts are
what you
great.
want. If you want
Podcasts
something
are great.
religious, if you want something spiritual, if you want something about, parenting or, there are more out there. In fact, are you still doing your podcast?
Every once in a while, but I got to tell you a quick story.
Okay.
But this is for the lady with the letter. I don't know what it is about me, but when things are really going crazy or the stress is too level, I don't know why my creativity kicks in all the more.
Really?
You know what my latest is?
Tell me.
I've been listening to electronica music.
What?
No, it's unbelievable, Whitney. It's
Electronica?
Electronica or electric music. Sorry for my idiocy, but it's electronica. Let's do it on XM Sirius. I could take all those standards and and turn them into electronica, and they would be. You know how you go to a bar and the dance music? It's electronica.
I gotcha. It's
But
just
I'm just
a
saying,
dance beat.
but you're
vibe.
saying, I heard Fast Car on the way here, done electronica style. And I said, that is a great thing. You see how excited we can get with just letting our own soul come out? And I know you're thinking, what the hell is he talking about? But I'm telling you, if you heard it, you'd say, God, Nick, that's interesting.
Yes, yeah, and see, music is one of your passions. So that would follow.
And it's a stress relief, and you get off of that rugged rat race of,
Sure.
how can I change her?
Right. Change from within and deal with it the best you can. And you're right, sometimes just shower someone with kindness and you're shocked.
Oh,
I've
kindness.
done that before. Like this whole week, I'm going to shower someone with kindness who's not nice to me or not a nice person. And it's incredible. It changes.
Of course
things.
it does.
It
Of course
really
it
does.
That's the power of the influence of behavior.
Yeah.
Behavior does change behavior.
But I was going to tell you when we were talking about passions or interests or whatever, LSU leisure courses, they have this, they do it year round, but during the summertime, they also have an incredible amount of leisure courses. So if someone's interested in painting or pottery or literature or a foreign language or anything, there's so many classes that are so affordable over there, but that's a good way to carve time out for yourself.
Do you hear what we just did? I know. You hear we started off with the problems at the office and the problems at home, and now we're talking about this is what you do. You don't try to change the office necessarily or the home. You find things that are going to make you happy, and then you're going to influence the office and the home with your happiness.
Yeah. Wow.
You take that happiness with you wherever you go. I'm into this. I'm learning this language, huh?
Absolutely.
You see how it shifted? And we
did.
both started getting excited about all the things that we could do instead of worrying about changing the office or changing the family system.
That's right. You can
That's a great, you did it. We just started shifting
Wow.
to all the options that are out there to find happiness.
Sure. I guess we've done it before.
I do it.
Yeah.
I do it, but I will say I love where I work. Hello, staff.
That's right.
They're always watching us.
Yeah. And if you hate what you're doing, then find a way to get out of it and do something else.
Or quit. Sorry, that came at the end of the show, but you can find something else.
You're right. But try to look for that new job before you quit that other job.
Right, and again, look for the hidden gems. But I think I said to somebody the other day, things would probably be better if you took a year off from your work. Your husband's making okay. And it was like, oh, we can't live. And I'm like, oh, but you could. You could.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Dr. Nick. Great advice.
More letters. Send your letters in.
Yeah.
Send requests in for topics.
Because they
We
do
love
have
it.
great questions, great insight.
And the best to you, whoever wrote to us.
Yeah. Much more Weekends with Whitney right after this.
Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You got a fast car.
Don't think crime won't come to your neighborhood. I'm Jeff LaDuff, and in my many years of police work, I've seen how criminals use easy opportunities to hurt good people. That's why we're partnering with Custom Security Systems to offer the Open Eye Safety Training course. Learn the best ways to use your alarm system and how to defend yourself in a scary situation.
Custom Security is offering Chief LaDuff safety training free to homeowners. Register online. For 38 years with Custom Security, you're never alone.
In a world filled with TV and video games, children are losing their thirst for learning and adventure. On February 27th, that all changes. Summer camp is back, and Breck is the place to be. Recreation, theater, animals, nature, art. At Breck, adventure is just around the corner. Register for Breck Summer Camp, February 27th at breck.org, and give your child a summer they will never forget.
I hope you have a wonderful and safe week ahead. And be sure to join us here next Sunday, because I'm going to take you behind the scenes to all the preparations underway for Big Buddy's big 10-year anniversary. Dancers have been choreographing a great show for you to flip out over. More than 50 dancers, some professional, some, like me, who just wish they could be, are stepping it up for our community. I'll show you how it's a step in the right direction for our children. That's 9 a.m. next Sunday right here on Channel 2. But this Sunday, we leave you with the beauty around us.